How's it going, guys? We're here. Hope you're doing great. Today we're gonna look at one of the most important keys for guitarists. The key is E major, and I just want to give you a quick tip on how you can make the chords from the E major scale sound a bit more interesting using open strings. So first, let's take a look at the E major scale, okay? Just so we understand the notes that we are using here. First note will be E, of course. Then F sharp. Then G sharp. A. B, C sharp, and D sharp, and then E, the octave, just to finish the scale. So here are all the noting sequence. Those were the notes from E major. Now let's play the chords. The chords are E major, then F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, then C sharp minor, and D sharp diminished. And then E major again. Of course, it's absolutely fine for you to use the chords like I just played, just the normal major and minor chord, the triad, right? So it's absolutely fine to use those, but to make it a bit more interesting, the E major key allows us to use some of the open strings that makes these chords sound a bit more interesting. First, I'm going to play a song by Chords just to show you how these chords are super useful and they sound beautiful actually. But I'm not going to play the whole song, of course, just a little bit so you guys can hear in practice on how these chords sound, okay? There's a little intro followed by the chord. So it goes like this. As you heard, I played quite a bit of open strings. I played the same chords that I showed you earlier, just the major and minor chords in the key of E major, but using some of these open strings. I'll leave a link for the full song, but actually Chords performing it on an acoustic guitar. That is beautiful. You should definitely check it out. Chords is a phenomenal guitarist, singer, artist in general, really, and a huge influence. So make sure you check it out. The two strings that we're gonna let ring are the high E string and the B string. Okay, so all the chords that we're gonna play, except from the last one, we're gonna let those two strings ring. Okay, so we're gonna play normal E major, normal open E major. Okay, but when we get to F sharp, we're gonna actually let the two strings ring, and we're gonna play the F sharp, skip the A string, play 2nd fret on the D, and then 2nd fret on the G. Sounds beautiful, right? It's a great chord. And this is like the minor version, or the minor shape, okay, for the minor chords in the scale. So E major, F sharp minor. This is an F sharp minor 7 with an 11th, okay? But don't worry about the theoretical part of it now. I just want to be practical and show you how to make these chords sound a bit more interesting when you're playing in E major. Okay, so E major, F sharp minor, then G sharp minor, again the same shape, right? But then we move it 2 frets up and we get G sharp. Okay, so the next note is A, but instead of playing bar, okay, we're just gonna play the normal E-shaped bar chord, okay, on the 5th fret for A. But instead of barring, we're gonna let go and play only the low E string with our first finger and let the high E and B strings ring, okay? See how that sounds completely different than this, right? It adds something very nice to it, okay? So just to recap, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, then we go 2 frets up with the same shape and play a B major, and then we play that minor shape, okay, on C sharp minor. Just keep the A string, of course. Okay, so all together. And then the next chord is a half diminished chord, okay? So that will be a D sharp, half diminished. Only for this chord, we're not going to play any of those open strings, okay? And then the last chord from that cycle is just going back to E, but we're going to play this time the A shape, okay? So an E major 7th this time. You could play it barred like that if you wanted to, but just so it sounds a little bit different, we're going to add the open high E, okay? So, altogether, again, it goes like this. Alright, so I think that's it. I hope you guys found this useful in any way, and it's going to be helpful for you guys to add it to your playing when you're playing in the key of E major. If you guys are new here, please consider subscribing. Check out the other videos. I got some guitar tone videos or licks, lessons, and all that. So make sure you check out some other videos as well. I'll see you guys very soon. Take it easy.